Greetings YouTube, this is Jim with Jimmy's Barbecue, and today I'm going to do my take on smoky maple steak. Yeah, you heard me, smoky maple steak. Now what I normally do, I use my little Junior Weber, little fella right there, because this is a short cook, doesn't take that long, but I also want to see if I can do it on my new friend, my Members Mark Pellet Smoker. I want to see if I can get the same outcome. All right, now says smoky maple steak. We're gonna go with some chuck cuts today. Primarily, I don't want to waste a good cut of meat if I mess it up on the pellet smoker. So, a couple ways you can get your cuts. You can buy them pre-cut, such as that, or you can cut them yourself out of that. And I'll show you how to do that. What I typically try to do is cut along the veins of fat, because if you don't, the meat's gonna fall apart when it gets hot. Once that connective tissue breaks down, that's where it's gonna fall apart. A lot of this stuff's gonna render out. Now, if you see right here, that's why I like cutting them myself. See that big hunk of fat right there? Normally you can trim that off, but I try to find me a roast that don't have that in there as much, and I trim it out. And I'm gonna turn it, each cut like this on its side. Then I'm gonna cut along here. So conceivably, I can get 6 cuts of meat out of here. It just depends on how the roast is set up and how thick it is. All right, YouTube, we're back. The seasoning is real simple. A little seasoned salt, a little garlic powder, and your choice of either Montreal steak by McCormick, or you can use the Weber Chicago steak. That I'll do on my little Weber. Let's see if I can get the same outcome with my new little friend, the pellet smoker. And we'll give them a quick flip. Like I said, this is a fast cook. It won't take that long. Already looking good right there. Now that that's been seared, I'm gonna move it over there to the side with no fire. Next time you see the camera, we're gonna incorporate our maple flavor into this. Stay tuned. All right, as promised, we're back. Now here comes the maple. That right there is a piece of maple bark. Since I harvest my own wood for my barbecue business, I try not to waste anything. So I save those thick pieces of bark for purposes such as this. Now, if you know anything about Weber cooking, always put your vent opposite of the fire. And we're gonna let those babies sit for about 5 minutes each side. All right, it's been 5 minutes on that side. Now we're gonna flip them so the other side can get 5 minutes. This works great with burgers. You name it, you can do it probably any cut of meat, but primarily that's how I do my cowboy steak and my burgers. So delicious. So we got them all turned. I try not to let the meat overlap because I want it all to get that nice mahogany look from the smoke. All right, and we'll be back. Just pulled them off. Look at that. This is awesome. Nice maple smoke flavor in a steak. This is pretty much how the process I use to do burgers, my bone-in ribeyes, my cowboy steaks. Give it a try. Now what we're going to do is see if we can replicate this same process on the pellets. Alright, we got the pellet smoker started, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on high and see how much of a sear possible. I know they say you can't do it on these, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to get that grill grate as hot as possible, and we're going to lay our meat on there and see if we can get some grill marks, and then I'm going to drop the temperature down so I can get some of that nice smoke into the meat, just like I did on that little junior weather. Alright, according to that temperature gauge there above the control panel, looks like we're at about 425. Let's see if we can get some grill marks on these steaks here. Remember, this big hunk is supposed to simulate my cowboy steak. Okay, got a little sizzle there. Alright, just like I would do other steaks, I'm going to close that up so we can keep that hot temperature. And then we'll give them a little twist, see if we can get them diamond marks on there. Stick around. Alright, it's time to give them a twist here. See what happens here. A twist. Alright, YouTube, here we go, the moment of truth. Let's see if we got some grill marks on the bottom of these babies. They're fake, but they're there. I'm gonna follow suit here and give them the same amount of time and see if we can get those diamond marks. You can kind of see them. Look at that. Got a little bit right there. See that? A little bit of a diamond there. So it's possible, but 400 is about the hottest. Maybe we got a little bit hotter, we could have done it. But stay tuned. All right, we're coming up on the time where if I was doing it on my little Junior Weber, I would move it to the side that didn't have any coals, the indirect side. And so since I don't have an indirect side, we're gonna go ahead and dial this baby back down to 180. And to help it cool down, I'm going to open the lid and let some of that heat bleed out. Alright, I've already dialed it back down to 180. I'm not going to go to the smoke setting, but this also does two things. The grill to cool down, that way the auger's still turning, and you don't run the risk of igniting unburnt pellets in your auger, which will lead to a fire inside your hopper. That's happened to people before. They had it on a high setting and just turned it off. So you still got burning pellets in your auger, and they ended up, the fire made its way into the hopper. So we're not going to have that problem because we're going to help it cool down. Like I said, open the lid to help bleed off some of that heat, and once it gets down to the 180 or below, we start generating some smoke, and we can get some smoke on that meat. And I'll be back. Alright, now that my temperature's come down, we'll go ahead and move the meat to the middle of the grate and get some smoke on it. Here we go, smoke starting to roll. Not bad, got a little bit of diamond on there. Alright, YouTube, I had a change of heart. I went ahead and dropped it down to the smoke setting, which brings it down to about 150. And you can see it's still trying to come down from when I had it on high. So at 150, what I'm getting smoke, and that's what I want. So we're gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna let these babies get some smoke a little bit longer than I would on that little Weber, for the simple fact the heat is not as intense inside there as it would be inside that little Weber. So I typically go about 4 minutes, so I'm gonna give it about 7 minutes and see how it looks, and we'll go from there. Let's check our temperature here. off camera what I was doing. I had me a little butter mixture here. Like I said, I was pretty much getting practice doing it just like I would do my cowboy steak. Just there's a little butter on there. Did both sides. As far as the color goes, I'm pretty happy here. Alright, we'll get these babies off. Give it a taste test here. Alright, YouTube, we're back. Got the steaks off. Now, on the left are the steaks that were done on the Weber Jr. And on the right are the ones that came off the pellet smoker. As far as appearance wise, the only thing that would give away the steaks that were cooked on the charcoal grill are a little bit of the char marks right there. However, as far as color, pretty close. You just have to give it a taste test. Not a moment of truth, taste test. Not bad. Definitely can taste that maple smoke in there. Now in the pellet smoker, I was running with the blend. It was a fruit blend of apple, cherry, and maple. Yeah, you can really taste that intense smoke. That's what I really love. Now let's try what came off this pellet smoker. Look at that. About the same. Now, in regards to taste, it's not going to hit you as in your face like the off the Weber Jr. But we'll say it does have smoke flavor. It's not as strong as the Weber Jr., but it's there, and you can also see color-wise. We turn this here. You have to forgive me, I'm rolling solo today. Not bad. Same amount of time cooked on there. Like I said, man, pretty excited about that little pellet smoker. One that really excited about figuring out what I can do on that. That I, on the pellet smoker, that I already know what I could do on a charcoal grill or a charcoal smoker. Looking forward to the continue exploring and seeing the testing limit. The other bigger piece, I had to let it go a little bit longer because of course it was thicker. It wasn't going to be done in that short amount of time. All right, YouTube, that was my take on the smoky maple steak. I did it both on charcoal and a pellet smoker, or pellet grill if you will. I'm new to the pellet game. I'm learning the rules, the do's and don'ts, and the cans and cannots of this device, and I'm taking you along the way. Stay tuned for more videos. Feel free to become a subscriber, show some love, hit that like button, and hey, keep that flame burning.